10, 9, ignition sequence start, 6.
Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Fuel community. My name is Wak Attack. Today is January 12th, and happy all-time high day! Woohoo! Yes! Okay, so it's all-time high, and let's start here with what Pateris said yesterday. So Pateris said, I can feel it down. Today's the day we hit 0.02. And I said, I hope so, it would be glorious. So what happens is, as the it was kind of like up and down the price. It wasn't really doing all that much, but just before midnight Eastern time, like around 11:30, it started to move, and like we started getting these buys coming in, right? Like they were hitting like the upper 0.019s, and then there were some sells and there were some buys, and it was going back and forth, and it was kind of exciting, but nobody really thought we were going to break the wall, right? The wall that was there, until this sell happened right here at just around midnight, when there was 5,000 RPL tokens that was sold. So that came out of the wall. So then there were only 35 RPL left instead of like over 4,000. And that was it pretty much. Like that was, Vaka said this was the wall, and Blue AVM said discovery mode enabled. It's not quite discovery mode because we've still got Thomas's wall to get through, but then obviously that sell of 4,000 RPL really smacked us down. So then we were back down to 0.1969. So what happened is, I don't think people really knew where the all-time high was, because a little while later, Wanda said mine should show up in a second. So someone was saying, someone was saying somebody buy 21 RPL to get rid of this nonsense wall. So Wanda said, okay, I did it, which is about half an hour later. And then the sell comes through and Wanda says, that wasn't me. Anyway, Wanda says mine should show up any second. And then we get this, the bot. So there was a sandwich buy, and then a new RPL buy right here, and then sandwich sell. But then no one really talked about how, like what was going on, just that, they were happy that Wanda bought back in. But what happened is right here, this bot right here hit 0.0205, which is a new all-time high, and nobody realized that had happened. Pretty much people were kind of talking about it, but nobody really knew that that was now a new all-time high. Look, nobody's talking about it, right? Like they're just posting like normal. And someone said, is this new all-time high? And Joe said almost, because he missed it, because he was going with the all-time high, which is 0.02037. And sneaky, like putting respect to my name, saying I'm the keeper of the all-time high, which I am. But then it took me randomly waking up in the middle of the night and checking my phone like 2 hours later to say, effing all-time happened while I'm asleep. It's not allowed to do that. And then I shared a screenshot, and then there's on Wanda's buy, there's the ratio at the all-time high. Like I got the circle and the arrows there for you all to see as well. So then people start getting really happy. Wanda's like sharing Top Gun memes, and Meek saying we did it, and me getting really excited about Wanda buying the literal top. And Patches says pictured Wanda buying the literal top, and technically we haven't gone above that yet, so if we dump from now, then the Wanda did buy the top. Which would be really funny. And I said I'm glad it wasn't Ada. If it wasn't Adada, then I'm glad it was one of us. I think Adada would have been most fitting. But let's go back. Another thing that happened then is the intern got really happy because Rocket Pool's RPL reached 69, number 69 on the ratio, which was awesome. Really, really cool to see that, we're making such gains. And we had beautiful gains against ETH. My portfolio and the portfolio, a lot of people in the community now are all-time highs in ETH denomination. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Really, really happy to see that. So to immortalized this day. Shifrin created and distributed this POAP. It says all-time high 0.0205 RPL, Rocket Pool, and then there's today's date, and the ratio as well. The only thing missing from this POAP is 69, but that's cool. And Shifrin wrote, the Rocket Pool trading community on Discord is elated as the RPL ETH pair reaches an all-time high of 0.0205. The 1-inch liquidity wall has been broken and the outlook is positive heading into upcoming Atlas release. POAP designed and distributed by Shifrin. So I'm just going to take this moment to say Shifrin has been doing absolutely amazing stuff. I'm so happy that he's in our community and he's a true asset. It's wonderful. I can't wait to meet him in Denver. So happy all-time high day. It's absolutely amazing. I'm really happy, as you can all tell, and it's really cool. So yeah. Another thing that was really cool that happened today was our very own Joe was on Launchpad, and this is the thumbnail. He did the face, so that was really cool. So Joe came on Launchpad. I released the episode this morning. You can go to my YouTube channel or Twitter to get the information. It's really cool. People have already given really good feedback. People have said this is the best episode of Launchpad so far. People have said like Joe's episode was just great, really motivating, really inspiring. Like a lot of the things we're talking about really resonated with the community. You can find it in the Rocket Fuel channel. It's right here. I says I have something very special for you all. Yesterday I recorded a Launchpad episode with Joe, and you can watch it here. And the tweet says, new Launchpad is here with Joe, a Rocket Pool team member. We talk about Joe's path from quantum computing to Ethereum mining and staking. We also talk about how we joined the team and the Proteus, his new staking hardware. Watch it here. And then there's a link. I got the intro and outro to work, which is really exciting for me. And Trevor said that he could work on the timestamps, but Shifrin also said that he would work on the timestamps because I didn't do timestamps. And then Shifrin provided me with the timestamps, so you can find those timestamps on the video now. So that was really great. Thank you so much for that as well, Shifrin. Okay, another amazing piece of news that we got yesterday is this announcement from Dave. He says, hope everyone had a great non-denominational holiday break and an awesome New Year's. As promised a few posts up, we've been working on announcing new potential oDAO members. We'd like to introduce, now. They're a household name and boast some serious staking credentials. We hope this member can not only further the oDAO's robustness, but having them embrace staking in the form of Rocket Pool shows they value the health of the Ethereum network in a way that only a decentralized protocol can provide. This new potential oDAO member would be Coinbase Ventures and Unit 410. Both were also keen to introduce themselves to the community at large. So Coinbase Ventures is a subsidiary of Coinbase. It works with their venture clients and large institutional clients, I think. And Unit 410 is their in-house staking unit within that. So then Coinbase Ventures give themselves a little introduction, and Unit 410 gives themselves a little introduction as well. And then Dave says, we are very excited to have them work for and back a decentralized staking protocol. We'll be working on making the official oDAO proposal for them, the Rocket Pool scientists, and Gitcoin soon. And then Rocket Pool with a heart, which is really exciting. So when Dave said a little while ago that, it's going to be a household name, I don't think anyone guessed it was going to be Coinbase, which is absolutely huge. So this definitely spurred a lot of discussion in the community. And before we get to that, Marceau posted this interesting screenshot of a text conversation he was having with someone a while ago, and someone messaged him saying, can I possibly trouble you for an intro to the RPL team? Colleagues and I want to chat, would very much appreciate it if possible. Also, Coinbase Ventures asked if I had an intro too, so maybe we can all do intros together. So Marceau shared in Trading Later that this conversation took place in August, and this is something that's been in the cards for a while, but it's really cool that the team was able to get it over the line. Then we had WRobinson.eth pop into trading overnight. and he said, they said, hey all, long-time alt lurker, rocket fuel listener, and home mini pool runner. Given today's news and my chiming in on Twitter, it seems like it was past time to say hi as myself. So Will, was he sent a tweet saying, Jasper, Rocket Pool and Coinbase, I'm a fan of the Rocket Pool project and community. I was excited to see Coinbase and Unit 410 stepping up in this way to join the oDAO. So it was really exciting. So Will has been a lurker in the community for a while, according to him, and he is a home staker and that runs mini pools on Rocket Pool. He's also a Rocket Fuel listener, so hi Will, if you're here, welcome. We're so happy that you're here formally. And then Will was just answering lots of questions about himself, Coinbase, being in the community, and he said, I don't spend a ton of time in the Discord account, but I'll be happy to chat with everyone from this community if the need arises. I'll also be at ETH Denver and will definitely swim by the booth. Rocket Pool is a community I point my crypto skeptic friends to when they ask me if anything real ever happens in those DAO type things. So he then went on to talk about how he's been here for quite a while and is alt and feels sneaky at this point somehow though. I'm still trying to figure out navigating all these online personas, but a simple engineer, not very social at heart, plus I'm old. So Will is, someone was saying, I think it was Maverick who's saying Will is the VP for development at Coinbase. So, Will is a very high up person, and was here around the time of the all-time high when no one was talking about the all-time high. So, but Will was around for quite a while, answered a lot of questions, and said lots of really nice things about Rocket Fuel, which really meant a lot to me. And then he went on to say, anyway, I see some of the excitement, some of the anxiety or questions around Coinbase and the oDAO. For what it's worth, there's no plot within plots here. We're happy to help. We're aligned with the Rocket Pool mission and philosophy broadly, though of course there will be tensions, questions of degrees, trade-offs, etc. The world is a messy place, and we're shaped in such a way that we sincerely believe we can help by being reliable, responsible, faithful oDAO members. I'm just some guy typing on the internet, but figured it was worth throwing that out there. So I think Will made a really good impression in the community. He definitely made a good impression for me, and of course it does help that he flattered me by saying that he's a Rocket Fuel listener and watcher, and he thinks I'm a celeb, which is really funny because I'm really not. But it was really cool of him to be in the community, because I didn't capture the links for this, but there was a big discussion going on about Coinbase and acting as a centralizing force in the community, in the oDAO, and whether there's conflicts of interests and whether there's things happening that maybe shouldn't be happening. That was a big discussion, and I definitely think you should go back and read it. It's just there's so much going on today that it was really hard for me to gather all the links for that. But Ken then ran down a quick list of all the current members of the oDAO / prospective members. So it's currently 19, I think. And we have Nimbus, Rocket Pool, Etherscan, Rocket Pool, Fizz, Crypto Manufacturer, Blockchain Capital, Bankless, Beacon Chain, Consensus, Codify, FireEyes, Lighthouse, Rocket Pool, Anthony Sassano, and then the prospective ones are Rocket Scientist, Ultrasound Money, Gitcoin, and Coinbase Ventures / Unit 410. So it's turning out to be a really cool list, quite a long list. I think we should add more and more people / organizations / institutions to this. I really think we should have another community oDAO. I know that the team member said maybe we should see how the first one runs before we add a second one, but I think that will be something really valuable, just to give the community a little bit more of a space at the high table. And we've got amazing members of the Rocket Scientists who can definitely push that, make their nodes as effective as possible and as good as possible. So Ken will be running the current Rocket Scientist node if that gets approved, and there's other people like Patches who could definitely run the second one. So that's what I think, but maybe the team will see about that in the months to come. So Joe had this update yesterday in the evening, late evening. He says, earlier today, Lighthouse released a new version 3.4.0, which is considered high priority because it contains some bug fixes and changes to the way it decides which chain fork to follow. So then it says, gives information on how you can change to the latest version manually in the smart node stack, and how it's just a simple matter of changing the tag to version 3.4.0 modern, or 3.4.0 or modern if your machine supports those images. So it should be working fine now. I saw someone having issues with 3.4.0. I recently went back to Lighthouse after my issues with my power outage. But I need to update this. I haven't updated it yet. So thanks for Joe for letting us know that. Okay, next we had this DeFi integration that the Rocket Pool team announced. This is Pendle has launched support for our Aura Finance Balancer RETH pool. Pendle Finance is a DeFi yield trading protocol that has created some exciting opportunities and functionality for RETH, and we're stoked to see our ecosystem expanding. Read on to find out more. So then there's a tweet thread. So I didn't really understand how Pendle Finance worked, so let's have a look together. It says Pendle splits a yield-bearing asset like RETH into principal token PT and yield token YT. The principal token is redeemable 1-for-1 for the underlying at maturity, exit anytime. The yield token collects yield over time until maturity, claimable anytime. And then there's a link of how it works. So you can have the YT RT WETH and the PT RT WETH, RETH, yeah. You can onboard fixed yield on Aura RETH pool by acquiring PT, or even speculate on yield movement via trading of YT. Pendle has unlocked some interesting strategies and utility for ETH LSDs. Find out how you can do more with RETH WETH on Pendle.finance, their website. So I'll be honest, I don't fully understand the ramifications of this or how it works, but people in the DeFi part of the Rocket Pool community think this is a big deal. So, hey, good job, Pendle and everyone. So I'm glad that happened. Okay, next we've got this update from Fizz. And as we said in yesterday's episode, there have been people working on making the oDAO a bit more efficient and working like a little bit better, and like some heartbeat contract stuff and happening. And one of the things that's happening on the side of that is Superfizz has been acting like kind of as a community liaison to the oDAO. He's obviously on the oDAO as well through ETH stakers. So he says, Woot just confirmed all oDAO nodes are updated to version 1.7.2 for the January 18th Merkle tree generation. Looking forward to publishing a statement about it when I get home. So people were quite happy to see that things are moving on the oDAO front and kind of getting them more up to date and acting as better actors. So then later on there was a forum post, I already had it open. So Fizz says, prepared by Superfizz, I'm happy to report that all of the Rocket Pool Oracle DAO node operators have successfully updated their Rocket Pool stack to version 1.7.2 based off self-report. This update was necessary to prepare for Merkle Tree Rule Set 3, which will be applied during the January 18th rewards calculation. The oDAO survey work was completed by Superfizz from ETH staker, Yorick from crypto manufacturer, Buddha from Beacon Chain, Anthony Sasana from Daily Gwei, and we were joined by a new friend, Beetroot Kid from Consensus. We've identified and contacted oDAO node operators representing each of the 15 oDAO nodes, a total of 12 operators because Rocket Pool operates 4 nodes. And now that we have good contacts and lines of communication, this kind of work should be much easier in the future, and we will continue to develop these channels. Our survey showed that every operator has upgraded to Smart Node version 1.7.2. Oracle DAO members were encouraged to run test Merkle tree generation for the 5th reward period, and 10 out of the 12 operators provided data for this generation, with the other two indicating that they had completed it. Timing for the completion of the task was highly variable, and some teams are now examining ways to speed up this generation. It's worth pointing out that the oDAO didn't begin with any organizational structure. Some of us have recognized the need to self-organize to ensure we serve our function in a robust manner. While we don't want to organize in a heavy-handed way, we're eager to serve the Rocket Pool community to achieve our shared goals. Grey Wizard, Sam from POAP, developed a public dashboard of on-chain oDAO activity that you can check out here. And then there's a link to the Dune Analytics dashboard that you can see how the different oDAO members are performing. Some of the screen is cut off, but it says Rocket Fizz is number 1. So congrats to Rocket Fizz in terms of getting that information back. And yeah, the point. So here on the bottom left, there's and then Blockchain Capital number 2, Rocket Pool Node 3 is number 3, Rocket Pool Node number 1 is number 4, FireEye, Beacon Chain, Bankless, Rocket Pool. Lots of Rocket Pool stuff. So there's like at the moment it's in Fizz's position number 1. So congrats Fizz, keep up the good work. Okay, let's move on. Oh yeah, okay, so in line with that, then we had Age Manning, who's a Lighthouse dev, who popped in. He says, hey all, I'm a Lighthouse dev, also help running the Lighthouse oDAO node. We've noticed low performance running the tree states generation, and so are looking into performance improvements on the Lighthouse side to help improve the generation time. A lot of the request calls hit our database, and we're in the process of restructuring the entire database to improve read times. We're currently testing this restructure to see if it helps with tree generation speeds. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't change substantially, we're looking to adding some extra block caches to speed up the process specifically for Rocket Pool. So TLDR, Lighthouse is looking to improve tree state generation for Rocket Pool. So this is kind of like a follow-on from what Fizz was saying, and yeah, he like people are listening, people are starting to work towards this, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay, next we have this message from Sneaky Ninja Guy, who says we just hit 6,000 mini pools in the smoothing pool, which is absolutely fantastic. So I haven't given you a smoothing pool update for a while. I guess it's just been chugging along, you know, it's doing its thing, it's working really nicely. So we have 1,464 out of 1,940 nodes, which is 75% of the whole of the node operator base in the Rocket Pool ecosystem have joined the smoothing pool, and that's 6,000 out of 10,871 mini pools. So this is absolutely beautiful, like really happy to see this. And we've got some new big hitters on the chart. So Maso is number 1, but then we have 0xD93 as number 2 with 139 mini pools, and then we have 0xC1A with 125. And then Doki has gone down to number 5, and Ken, who was number 1 for a while, has been kicked off. So sorry, Ken, you're going to have to spin up more mini pools to get back on the charts. Okay. So it's been an incredibly bullish day, and there's been a lot of positivity in the community and a lot of hype in the community, and people are like really positive. But sometimes it's good to like kind of talk about alternate positions and opinions that people have. And one of those came from Userbrn, who says, oh boy, I love Rocket Pool and I have a node. That being said, the fact that RPL market cap is 3 times the size of the total ETH locked in RPL is an epic bubble. So this Hani replies instantly by saying this is forward looking. So the markets price it with the idea of what Rocket Pool is going to be like in the future, and of course, you know, there's like a premium on top of that and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't always reflect necessarily the TVL. But this really brought up a really big discussion this morning from Userbrn, saying the forward required for RPL to have the value it has would require Rocket Pool to increase its mini pool amount by like 10x. I don't think that's quite right, but it's definitely like, I think 3x or something like that for it to be exactly aligned. And of course, you know, there's speculative premium and all that kind of stuff that comes into it. So then Userbrn says, come March, people are going to reevaluate their risk appetite for RPL and close their nodes to reinvest profits. In doing so, they will reduce their RPL stake to be closer to minimum. I might be wrong, but I'm probably not. So, yeah, this was a huge discussion. People were talking about it all, about how, there's going to be a queue, and once LEB8 is introduced, it's going to be extremely bullish. And yeah, like it was an interesting discussion. I personally don't agree with Userbrn because my current node is over 150% collateralized. I haven't withdrawn any RPL to sell, and I'm not intending on selling any RPL. And I think there's a whole lot of people in the same situation as me. When you see that your staking rewards on RPL are higher than the ETH staking rewards, on top of that, you have an asset here that's actually appreciating against ETH, which is extremely rare, just as a whole, but let alone in a bear market where, you know, we're hitting all-time highs against ETH valuation. So these kind of things are really impact the psyche of people about, you know, their trading strategies. And I know whales who are way over their 150% collateral, and who are not selling, and I don't know, they might sell over the counter or something, but not in a way that is going to dump on the market. And a whole lot of people who are in my kind of situation, like regular users who just are really like, believe in Rocket Pool, no one's selling there either. And there were a bunch of people who replied to Userbrn in the comments, but talking about how, they're over 150%, but they're not selling. So, yeah, it was definitely a very interesting conversation that was happening. And, people, were arguing in good faith, I think, and a lot of people were disagreeing with Userbrn, but it's definitely good to kind of think about these things once in a while, because it might be that we get a little bit too ahead of ourselves. So, yeah. Okay, so that Pendle thing that we talked about earlier, but Buddha shared the tweet for that and says, we're excited. It's the Rocket Pool tweet. And he says, not going to lie, I can barely see the logo, orange on orange, and the heart is also orange. And he says, Meek, what do you think? And the Meek says, same old, strong agree. So this kind of like set off a whole discussion about people in the community. People in the community were talking about how, we should rebrand and like how we should dial down the orange in the color scheme. And Invis says, I think I'm legally orange blind after being here for so long. And he says, this is what the logo looks like to me, what I see, which is just like a white blob with the Pendle logo there. It is the Pendle logo, right? Oh, sorry, it's the MISO Finance logo. Sorry, MISO Finance logo. Yeah. And then Meek posted this. He says, okay, I need Rocket Pool to have competent branding and take design seriously. I can't take this anymore. Every day I'm checking brand materials and it's awful. Every day, check website, bad design. I can't take this anymore. I have overinvested by a lot. It is what it is, but I need brand to improve already. Can't devs do something? And then people just kind of like turned that into it was already a copy pasted to begin with, and then they kind of like leaned into that. And then Schifrin had this. He says even this would look better in my opinion, and he just kind of inverted the white and the orange, and it looks a lot easier to see, right? And then Bosi said something really controversial, saying, I think it looks fine, to be honest. And Meek was like, bro. But this like started a huge discussion about branding and colors and everything. And yeah, it's a very sore topic in the community. And we really want something to change on this. And like, it can look so much better. Even with a little bit of work, you don't even need to change that much. And then Kane got involved in the discussion, who's a developer, and he says, he's not involved in like branding on the website and like the color stuff, but he thinks that, wait, I don't know if I have the exact comment, but Schifrin was saying, the dilemma here isn't that people hate orange. Orange is a very bold color, but design has to be super modern to make it work, and hoping we get some new branding later this year. And yeah, it's like the thing that, people are frustrated by is that it is in the roadmap, but just hasn't shown any progress since then. So, we really want there to be some movement on this. And there's designers in the community who produce beautiful work that people love. And, we can keep the spirit of the Rocket Pool branding as it is and just give everything a lovely refresh. And, Meek says we literally look like Stellar circa 2015, and then there's Stellar Lumens from 2015, so their logo from 2015. So this was a huge discussion that was going on, and people are recommending Sleety. I worked with Sleety. Sleety's done beautiful work for me, and I'm sure that he'd do great work for the Rocket Pool community as well. And yeah. Anyway, on that note, today's been a really, really good day. And let me actually just share some personal news with you all, since it's all out there anyway. But I said, okay, listen, I'm in a really good mood today, so I'm going to share some really happy news with you all. My wife and I are expecting Mini Wack 2, our second child, in May. And that was one of the reasons why I wasn't sure if I was going to come to Denver, but I got my Denver ticket today too. So my ticket for Denver is good. I've got the ticket and I'm really excited about coming to Denver. I'm actually changing my trip to arrive one day earlier. So I'll be there on Thursday to attend the Daily Way meetup. And then I'll be at the booth on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until I leave Denver. So I'll see you all there. But yeah, baby's going to be here in May, so I might take some time off from Rocket Fuel for that. But I won't be far away from you guys because there's too much amazing stuff happening. And yeah. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely Thursday, and please go watch the Launchpad episode with Joe, because I think you're all going to love it so much. But have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.